Welcome to Garden Plants with Jim Putnam. Let's talk Everillo Carex. This is Carex Everillo. This is one of my absolute favorite grass-like plants for the landscape. Carex is not technically a grass, but it does look like a grass. There are tons of species of Carex, lots of them here in North America. This one that's actually not from North America, but it is a beautiful, non-invasive, beautiful grass, again, grass-like plant. These are evergreen. They have amazing texture and amazing color in the landscape. When they come out in the spring with the new growth, it's really very chartreuse, and then it fades a bit during the summer and then becomes this kind of golden color later in the year. Everillo is actually a fairly vigorous grower, and it can reach 18 inches in width and 18 inches in height. It does spread by rhizomes, so that clump will get slightly wider each year. Eventually you could pop it out of the ground and divide it if you wanted to. They get a flower spike on a stem that comes up in the middle with kind of a brownish coloration to it. Not really grown for that at all. That happens during the summer, mainly just grown for this beautiful gold foliage. Everillo is hardy in zone 5 to 9. I've seen some people with a more restricted area. So if you're growing this Everillo in zone 5, let us know down below the video if it does well for you there. If it does, I would imagine it's dying back to the ground a bit more, but it probably does. It just is not as evergreen as these are. Here in zone 8A, where we are, 7B, 8A, they're definitely evergreen, and they definitely need to go in the shade. As you get into higher zones, up into zone 6, they can take a little more sun. But because we're offering them a little more shade down here, we're not getting probably quite as good a color as we would get in a little more sunlight, but they do need this protection. For those of you who watch my other channel, Holly is on quite a bit. This is one of her friends, Rooney. We're at a friend's house shooting this video. Everillo can be used in a lot of different places. Here, we put it on this slope. So it's great on a slope, it's great mass planted, it's great as a border, just as an edge like people would do with liriope, but in a shadier condition than maybe liriope would like. It's a great container plant. We've used them in containers. They're great in groupings, just one of a kind, great up against this purple foliage heucherella right here that's in front of it. Really the foliage contrast, the shape of the foliage and the color of the foliage contrast nicely with it. Of course, it looked great with dark green evergreen shrubs that are sitting behind it. So gosh, this thing has a lot of different uses in a moist, well-drained shade space. You met Holly's friend Rooney. This is Hank. This is Stephanie's son, dog. He's a husky, and he is very, very, very busy, as you've probably seen in this video. Still a puppy. Planting requirements are, don't put it in a waterlogged space. This spot on this slope actually stays moist in this backyard, but it's not wet, drains off well because it's on a slope. So just look out for a space that would be actually holding water in between rains. Other than that, it can go in the ground without any problem. In terms of pruning these, in some areas, further north where they die back more, you can just go ahead and cut them to the ground every March 15th to April 1st. Somewhere in there, right before that new growth starts to come out in the middle, would be the time to do that. Here in the south, where they're reliably evergreen like this, we can cut them back and refresh them. I mean, completely cut them back. But they do come out very slowly from that. It can almost be midsummer or late summer before they've recovered from it. So I really don't like to do it, but there might be a year that you need to do it. You can selectively go in here and cut out the worst looking blades on here if you want to. That seems like that would be very, very tedious. So my suggestion would be wait every few years and just cut them back in the late winter. They can be fertilized with an organic fertilizer in the late winter, but they really doesn't require that. They'll take pretty much any soil type. They're pH, they're non-pH selective. Just a really, really rugged plant. Super, super low maintenance. They're deer resistant. Rabbits will nibble on these, but we've been told that rabbits aren't actually eating them. The rabbits will actually use this material and create and build their nest out of it. So if you see the rabbits chewing on it, they're not attacking it to kill it, but you might want to put some sort of fence or cage around it just to protect it and let it recover from that for a little while, so they don't just repeatedly do it. But once they're established, it seems to be less of an issue. It's really when they're kind of newly planted and have that fresher new growth on them that the rabbits like to do that. I think it probably becomes an irritant trying to work on this later. But anyway, this is a super, super low maintenance plant. This is Everillo Carex from the Southern Living Plant Collection.